color of her hair always has a theme behind it, and yes, it is to celebrate the holidays.
And we are getting ready to celebrate here. This building is sold out, and remarkably, most of the people battled the weather. Brookings, where South Dakota State plays, is about an hour north, and right away they try to get it inside to Boston. That South Carolina has the decided height advantage like they do against most teams. South Carolina coming in a perfect 9-0. Their toughest test, that incredible overtime win at Stanford. They were down 10 going into the fourth quarter and were able to win it in overtime. And the Rabbits like to run.
Well, they do, and move the basketball, and you'll recognize there's nobody really in the paint. They're going to try to pull the size of South Carolina away from the basket.
And that is a travel, giving the ball back. And for South Carolina, Kiara Fletcher. And yes, she is a transfer from Georgia Tech, missed all of last year because of foot surgery. Saxton, that's what she does, hunts down rebounds.
Kiara Fletcher to make those shots from the outside. The only player they were really concerned with is number 1 in black, that's Zia Cooke.
There's Selin, lost it. Saxton able to take it away. Aaron Johnston, the head coach for South Dakota State, really wanting to cut down on the turnovers that South Carolina can absolutely feast on. Drive to the basket, and there is a foul.
Try to attract fouls instead of just settling for an outside jumper. Zia Cooke came into this season.
3 off the mark by Drew Gilton, who had a brilliant career at Utah before transferring back to her home state. Fletcher. Both teams shooting about as cold as the weather outside. Here's Gilton, decided to back away.
Gilton is a great addition because with Paige Meyer being out,
she is a native of Rapid City, South Dakota, same hometown as Becky Hammond. That's on the western part of the state.
We got to talk about this building because Becky Hammond's jersey is also on display in the foyer.
Yep. Just the 2 free throws by Zia Cooke. That's all we've had in almost 3.5 minutes of work. Haley Timmer, another Rapid City kid. There's your first field goal. Rabbits unable to get an NCAA at-large bid after losing in the Summit final to South Dakota, who made it all the way to the Sweet 16. Saxton cuts off Tyson on her way to the hoop. Nelson challenges. South Carolina first in the country in blocks per game, and they're not going to get a shot off the midway point of this low-scoring first quarter. Here's me here, using her body well, bottled up, got it off anyway. So good at putbacks. That's another daring Dawn with a couple of national championship rings. She also led the United States as the head coach to a gold medal in Tokyo in the Olympics, and had a little fan here.
South Dakota State.
Both teams struggling from the floor. South Carolina has missed 9 of its 10 shots, and there is a miss.
This crowd here, they're ready to erupt off a 3. And usually, though, the key element in their wins, South Carolina to really get to the glass as freely as they normally do.
Breaks a 2-minute and 41-second scoring drought for the Jackrabbits with the 2 free throws. South Carolina's gone 2.5 minutes without a point. Contact and a blocking foul called on South Dakota State. Count the basket. Selin, their leading scorer, leads them in steals, field goal percentage, minutes played. Second leading rebounder, this is Bree Hall.
Always does, and usually holds them well below the best player on the other team, above their average.
Wow, that was a great look inside, and the finish by Brooklyn Meyer, kid out of Larchwood, Iowa. Vast majority of the Jackrabbits come from either South Dakota or Minnesota. Here comes Maya Selland. Another nice look into Meyer, who couldn't finish that time.
She's right-handed, but that left turnaround, it's pure.
And you're right, you gotta love her confidence. Here's a true freshman going up against the national champs with so much experience in the post. Gamecocks wide open for the three, cups out. And here come the Rabbits. Here's Selland, 2-on-1. Able to score over Cardoso. What a job by another freshman.
And the confidence Selland has in the freshman to give that ball up in transition.
Yeah, that's Madison Mathewitz. Transition them from a D2 into a D1 program.
And he talks about every season it's a new challenge, and the success that they have, that's what makes it exciting to be here.
And he here with the pick. Senior from Mississauga, Ontario, right outside of Toronto.
Dawn Staley gone with a big, longer lineup with Cardoso and also Aaliyah Boston in the game with me here.
That's a lot of Gamecocks. That's another block.
And that's why, to be able to have that defensive presence.
This is the fourth block of the night. So we go inside 30 seconds. South Carolina with the late flurry. That's Cooke. And now the shot clock is off for the Jackrabbits. Kick it out. Three ball. Missed everything. A little bit of time now. And me here puts it up. And South Carolina in a very low-scoring game. Neither team has hit a three-point shot yet. And right away, going inside.
Look at how many white jerseys and how many feet you can count that are in the paint.
Boston got it. Another rebound for South Carolina. Me here up to Cooke using her speed.
Again, no offensive rebound.
Timmer challenging a me here and paid for it dearly. Cooke with the fortuitous pickup.
And really working on turning the page. So she's another one of these players that is versatile. At times you'll even see her playing the point.
That's a well-executed play. Brooklyn Meyer.
When you play in this system for South Dakota State, you've got to be smart. You've got to make reads of the defense, and that was a heads-up play by the freshman Brooklyn Meyer.
First offensive rebound, two in a row, and Cardoso draws a foul.
Camila Cardoso, she has the reach.
The leading scorer for the Jacks this season, at over 15 points per game, has not scored a single point tonight. Former player of the year in the Summit. Me here has really made a difference on the defensive end. Gets it over to Cardoso. Lead has ballooned to 8. There's a foul from behind.
And try to shoot up. That's not going to happen. So you've got to get head and shoulders advantage. Try to get the defense on your back before you go up for a shot.
Brooklyn Meyer delivering at the free throw line. Had hit only 10 of 24 on the season coming into this game, but looked steady there. Aaliyah Boston, when she gets the ball there, it's kind of over.
Now, Boston is one of the players for South Dakota State, the most consistent shooting the three.
Neither team has hit a three yet tonight.
Brooklyn Meyer does not care that Cardoso is 6'7".
Not one bit.
But she knows where her teammates are going to be. When it comes inside, the double coming, then she makes that extra pass.
Got it over to Tori Nelson. Inside, Cardoso just stopped by Nelson.
Who did they call that foul on?
Called it on Tori Nelson. I don't know about that.
I'm not sure either.
Cardoso gets 1 out of 2 at the line. Weston trying to get it inside. Meyer wants it.
She does, and look, I love her footwork, how she continues to work around. But so does Cardoso.
Forced the turnover. No finish. Maya Selland is on the bench now for South Dakota State. Leading scorer out with the 2 personals. That's a foul.
I'm talking to Lisa Boyers each year she comes, she says, well, this will be probably the last time, but then they find themselves back here. And why not? When you look around at the support that is given to women's basketball, yeah, it's an exciting atmosphere, and you know you're going to have a challenging basketball game.
This is a neutral court in Sioux Falls, again about an hour south of South Dakota State's campus. That is our first 3 of the game. Knocked down by Beal. Inside, Meyer, come on. Brooklyn Meyer, the true freshman, holding her own against the National Player of the Year. Gilton, the spot up 3. Rabbits still don't have one. Fletcher left open for 3. Good box out. Oh, goodness.
Hang in there.
Leah Boston after a shocking foul call.
South Carolina has to be careful because this is what can happen. You let South Dakota State hang around and winning battles like on the boards.
Drive on the baseline to try for the reverse and another block. They're well ahead of their 10 per game pace tonight. They have 7. For me here.
That's a charge.
It should be, and it is.
When the ball comes to you, get in rhythm so that you can go in the shot, because if they don't start making shots from the perimeter, South Dakota State's just going to stay in the paint.
Yep. Both teams in the bonus for the rest of the half. Cardoso. And working her way into the rotation.
And this is a reserve position.
Got her own miss. Leah Boston's turn. She has a chance for a 3-point play. Wearing that knee brace from an older injury that she tweaked earlier this year. Tyson tied up.
Oh, now that might have been more of a foul down here on this hit. And she has come back.
Yes, that's right. She decided to use her bonus season. Trying to get back-to-back titles. Nelson with the challenge.
Off the bounce. And Aaron Johnson said the games that they've lost, it's been the inconsistency.
Nelson gets the first point.
It'll be interesting in February. They've got a game with Connecticut. Connecticut has some time to get healthy, get their roster get some players back.
Shot was off the mark. I wonder if Dawn Staley loved that shot as Cooke commits the foul. There was hardly any difference between the game and shot clock. Well, the Jacks with just 8 points in the first quarter. Welcome back to the waning seconds of the first half. And Sioux Falls out of the timeout. Boston took steps. Her phenom. South Carolina scoreless for over 2.5 minutes to end this quarter, but lead it 29-20. And we are here with the #1 and unbeaten team in the country, South Carolina. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. It's only a 9-point lead.
Well, South Dakota State has really done a nice job of keeping South Carolina off the offensive glass.
South Carolina, as Fletcher misses, there's a very rare offensive putbacks. This is a neutral floor. Their campus is about an hour north of here in Brookings. And South Carolina's defense continues to make a difference. Cooke rewarded by Fletcher after Cooke initiated the turnover.
Really making it more difficult for South Dakota State.
Shot clock into single digits, and now here's a steal. Timmer. Haley Timmer from St. Thomas More High School.
Knocked off Kansas State. I have a pass in my ear.
Her second basket of the night, but Bree Beal was a genius defensively in the first half with 4 blocks and 4 steals. Drew Gilton getting the layup, the grad transfer from the University of Utah. Boston left wide open. Her shot has not been as steady as usual. And then there's the fast break points. Timmer with her second basket of the half, and the fans at the Sanford Pentagon are encouraged. Cooke silences them.
Both teams really trying to pick up the court.
Affected her playing time. She's usually out there about 31 minutes per game on average. Here comes South Carolina. Fletcher, the Georgia Tech transfer, gets it over to Boston. Saxton doubled. Yeah, Fletcher's not been looking for a shot. Now she takes it and hits it. Her defense has been spectacular. Hanging in there, but right now a 15-point deficit, largest of the night. They've gone over 2.5 minutes without scoring. And South Carolina coming out of the locker room. Speech was in the locker room for them. Meanwhile, South Dakota State, there's your freshman, Brooklyn Meyer.
She's going to have a really great career here.
Fletcher right in to Camila, who took steps.
Cardoso didn't run the floor like she wanted it. And Cardoso can't reach over the top. It just does a nice job. That's the key to post play, is you do your work before you get the ball.
And Maya Selland has finally scored. Boston just working. That's a charge.
Right in the chops, and the officials wanted to take a look to see if it was worthy of being upgraded. They found that it was a normal basketball play, so they just stuck with the offensive foul.
You agree with that?
I do.
So the correct call made there. Now here's a foul. Madison Boston from Lenox, South Dakota, at the free throw line. Gets them both. Now Raven Johnson, the redshirt freshman, with the basketball. Jacks have scored the last 6 points of this game until Cardoso missed once and then was fouled on the follow. Just 4 of 8 at the line. Good chase down by Cooper to keep the ball on this side of the floor. And we are inside 20 seconds to go right now in the third quarter. Johnson, shot clock winding down. Selland. And a chance for the Jacks to get the last points of the quarter after some relentless backcourt pressure. And that will do it for the third quarter.
Little snow, little low temps.
Yeah.
That doesn't keep the fans away to come support the Jackrabbits.
Great women's basketball fans in this state. And this would be...
Yeah, the highest ranked team they played, that was Notre Dame, and that was when Notre Dame was ranked number 2.
Cardoso is just really tall. 11 blocks now for South Carolina. Leah Boston had not scored in the third quarter, so her first points of the second half. Selland got it. Cardoso getting it back out, then Amir inside. Good ball movement.
That's patience right there.
Off the inbounds. Cooke.
Sometimes Cooke can make some really tough shots in traffic. Wow.
Selland, so there's the talent. 24 years of age. Doing some great things off the court as well.
You know how she became such a great basketball player. She's got a barn that's got a basketball court on the second floor. Play basketball anytime you want.
That's nice inside, especially in South Dakota, these long winters.
Absolutely.
Here she is again. Perfect.
Maya Selland's getting turned up.
So is the crowd. 8-point game. Meyer. That's a walk.
We talked about the versatility of Maya Selland. We saw her do it inside, now demonstrating the outside three-point look. So Aaron Johnson has confidence in his team, knows that they can make those three-point shots. They've been inconsistent.
Hilton gets them both.
I think South Carolina, they got to play through Aaliyah Boston.
Cooke. Fletcher. Big bucket to quiet this crowd. And then the steal by who else? Well, Bree Beal making such a difference on the defensive end.
If she's not in the conversation of Defensive Player of the Year, there's a problem.
Yep. Someone hit one from there, but now she's got Beal right in her face. Good offensive board! Had hit her first two before that miss. Fletcher into Boston, who quickly draws the double. Around the horn for the three. There's that movement you were talking about. Quite a test by the Jackrabbits out of the Summit League. Fletcher.
That's her game.
Here's Selland. Blocked. The path blocked by Boston, and now another foul on Cardoso. Eight starts last year, now the starting two guard. They were picked to win the Summit this year.
Oh, they're going to be a problem in the Summit this year. They could.
Oh, Zia Cooke. Sweet move. Cooke with 16 points, leading the way.
Point out the things that they did well. She will look at this film and things that they can do better. And she's like, just win, baby. You just have to find a way. Sometimes it may be ugly, but you find a way to win.
Selland with the finish.
Six-year player, Maya Selland, is on the court. She's going to compete to the very end.
Selland did not score in the first half. She has 12 here in the second. Cooke putting on a little offensive show the last couple of trips.
Zia Cooke playing so much more on balance this season.
She's got 18. 2 off her season high that she set just in their last game against Liberty, and the veteran looked up at the clock, and we do have 1 minute left to go.
Well, South Dakota State this whole game has played that sagging defense now. When they need the ball back, now they're not adjusting. Dawn Staley going to full hockey-style substitution.
Everybody's coming out, 5 for 5. Aaliyah Boston with 12, just 2 of them in the second half. As expected, great effort here by the Jackrabbits. Well-coached team. Don't give up.
Yeah, they've had a real, once they've got to get in a rhythm and really finding it from their shot. They'll get that back, especially when you have a point guard. That makes a big difference, but they can follow a game plan. They're very disciplined, need to hold South Carolina to 62 points, a team that normally averages 83 a game. They have the defensive effort. They just got to get their offense going.
Yeah, this certainly will help when they get their starting point guard back. We hope to see Paige next week. South Carolina 10-0 on the season, but it was a hard-fought win, a tough building in which to play. We're going to see great things from Brooklyn Meyer as her career evolves, but it was just too much. Dawn Staley, for the 3rd straight year, brings her team into South Dakota, and for the